kung fu.
Hello everybody, well, welcome to the Comic Game Movie Show. My name is Deshaun, and today I have an action classic for you in honor of, well, not in honor of, but hearing about the rumors of a potential Pirates of the Caribbean 6. I'm here to review 2003's Pirates of the Caribbean, The Curse of the Black Pearl. Almost said Black Flag, Black Pearl. And honestly, this movie is one of my all-time favorite movies, period. And it's obviously one of my all-time favorite action movies because this movie is what an action adventure is all about. It's very much inspired, at least in my opinion, by classic action movies like The Princess Bride, in terms of the way that it is set up and the way that it is put together. In classic fashion, in terms of the way they do the villain, the way they have the love story in here, and the way they have the side characters, like the iconic Jack Sparrow. It is the movie that made pirates fun, that made pirates cool. I'm not gonna sit here and say there aren't any pirate movies that are better than this one, but there is no pirate movie that's more iconic than Pirates of the Caribbean. It really did change the entire, like, the amount of pirate outfits and pirate stuff that was made after this movie is insane. No one's been able to replicate it in terms of, like, the buzz that it got. It's one of the all-time great Disney, like, and I won't say that it's an original creation, because as some of you do know and some of you don't know, Pirates of the Caribbean is based off of the 1967 original ride created for, I believe it was I can't remember which Disney park it was made for, but it was made a long time ago. I actually remember that because when Disney Plus came out, they had that whole Imagineers documentary series, which was fascinating to watch Walt Disney and how he got these guys to come up with some of these creations. Now, we don't talk about some of the more darker things in the documentary, obviously, but seeing them come up with all these ideas and stuff, the Pirates of the Caribbean ride was one of them. Now, Disney has tried to turn some of their rides into movies before, into animated and live action movies, but none is better than the Pirates of the Caribbean. That thing ended up being so much big. The Pirates of the Caribbean ended up being so big that nobody even remembers it's based off of a ride anymore. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine a movie about the drop zone and it comes out and everyone's just like, or some ride at, like, I don't know, Six Flags, and the shit comes out and the movie is so good that 20 decades later, no one even remembers it was ever even a ride. Like, nobody remembers that the Pirates of the Caribbean is a ride. It's still at Disney World. I don't know, it may not be at Disney World, it might be at Disneyland. It's at one of the mini Disney parks they have, but they obviously updated and put Jack Sparrow and put some of the movie stuff in there. But I digress. It's based off of that, and when the movie came out in the early 2000s, like 2003, Disney was still like, I'm not going to say Disney didn't have any hits live action, but all their live action stuff was a lot more, I don't know, niche. It was like, The Pacifier and shit like that. It was very, like, small budgeted, not small budget, but it wasn't anything of the scale of Pirates of the Caribbean. Let's put it that way. Disney wasn't doing anything live action on this scale. And he brought on an actor like Johnny Depp, who at the time, Johnny Depp was a rising star. He had done things. Yeah, I think he was in, like, Donnie Brasco or some shit like that. Like, don't get me wrong, Johnny Depp was on the come up, all right? But obviously this movie would end up being the thing he is known for the most. Like, Johnny Depp's done a lot of good things over the course of his career, but this is the role that he is known for the most. This is an iconic role as Captain Jack Sparrow. But to get into the movie itself, it follows, actually, like a lot of classic fairy tales and classic adventure stories, it follows a love story between Elizabeth Swann and Why just blank on Orlando Bloom's character, Will Turner? It follows Elizabeth Swann, the love story between Elizabeth Swann and Will Turner. And Will was discovered, and his father may or may not be a pirate. And like Will's in love with her, but Elizabeth's the governor's daughter. There's this whole forbidden love thing going on with him. He wants to prove something to her, and she's obviously interested in him. It's an obvious, like I say, it's a by the book, interesting love story. But then, all of a sudden, along comes, out of nowhere, before anyone could see it coming, along comes Captain Jack Sparrow. And Jack Sparrow is by far one of the best characters I ever created. I will stand by that. I think Jack Sparrow might be one of the best action characters ever created. He's one of the best characters ever created. Johnny Depp played this character with such just relentless swagger. Is the best way to put it. How can a man be both terrified and fearless at the same time? How can a man be both a genius and a moron? How can he be both a scoundrel but actually have a heart? Like, how can you be all of these things at the same time? And you get Jack Sparrow. I mean, that every line of dialogue, this is the day you almost caught Captain. Every line of dialogue that Johnny Depp has as Jack Sparrow, and particularly in this first movie, is all iconic. It is just all gravy. It is all iconic. It just all pops. And he bounces. Watching this movie back again, it's mind blowing. Because not everyone's doing a good job. The costumes look great. The environment looks great. All that score, and especially that amazing iconic soundtrack that I mean, we all kind of know that. We all kind of heard it. Most people, I think, if you played it, they'd be like, I know what you're talking about. It's Pirates of the Caribbean. But he elevates the movie. He is the center of attention. You can't look away. Although, when you rewatch that first movie, it's made apparent he's not the lead character. He's a side character. But just like The Princess Bride and a few other movies, often the side character gets to be the most fun, interesting character because he doesn't have to carry this love plot. He doesn't have to carry this I have to prove myself plot. He's kind of in the middle of it's almost like Jack Sparrow is just in the middle of this, because without Jack, it's a story about there's this evil pirate, Captain Barbossa, the captain of the Black Pearl, and him and his crew unfortunately came on. The reason the whole Curse of the Black Pearl thing is they found some Spanish gold, and it turns out there might have been a curse on that Spanish gold, as the entire Black Flag crew are human now in the day, they're undead at night. Although they're not like zombies or anything, they're just undead. And the way they describe the curse is pretty fucked up. They can't eat anything, they can't drink anything, they're just numb from the inside. They look human on the outside. They may not even be able to really die in their zombie form. But yeah, they're cursed to be basically the undead. And in order to relieve the curse from the crew, they have to bring every last piece of Spanish gold back and put it back where they found it. And everyone has to give a blood sacrifice. But unfortunately, one of the crew members that they need to do the sacrifice with, they kind of threw him in the middle of the ocean, so they can't find him. But it'll work if they can find a blood relative, a child that this person found, which turns out to be, spoiler alert, throughout the course of the movie they try to make it seem like it's Elizabeth, but it turns out it was Will Turner, or just just Turner. But yeah, in the end, that's kind of the story, is the sins of the past of the father, this hero trying to save the woman he loves, discovers more about his past. I mean, that's Will in a nutshell. He's the hero, Orlando Bloom. He discovers about his past, he discovers about his father, he saves the damsel. And then Jack Sparrow's just in this shit, just tap dancing and doing whatever the fuck he wants to do. Oh man, and it all works so well. Barbossa is such a good villain because he's like the anti-Jack, whereas Jack is all free-loving and just whatever, I'll just figure it out. Barbossa's all intimidation, he's all cackling, and that movie used to scare the frick out of me when I was a kid too. The fucking scene where Elizabeth's on the ship and she tries to kill Barbossa, and then he goes out into the moonlight because it turns out the moonlight reveals their true selves. And they go out and they're all skeleton-like and stuff. It was so scary to me as a kid. I was like, oh shit! Freaky. But they managed to have so much humor in it. A lot of it comes from Jack, but so much comes from so many different people. From Gibbs to her father to Barbossa to the monkey. Like, this movie is one of the greatest adventure movies of all time, in my personal opinion. It's one of those movies that I think people, like, because of where the story kind of went and things have kind of gone, and it's been so long since there's been a true good one, people haven't even remembered how good these movies are. And honestly, that first Pirates of the Caribbean, The Black Pearl, and Curse of the Black Pearl is iconic to me. I love that movie. I love the score. I love Jack Sparrow. It's how these movies should be done. If you like, it is the textbook gospel of how you do an adventure movie or tell an adventure story. I think it's the best way to do it. It's the best way to do it. It worked for Shrek. It worked here. It worked for Princess Bride. It's worked all over the time. It's worked a billion times and more. And I would give Pirates of the Caribbean, The Curse of the Black Pearl, a 10 out of 10. All around. Action, all of it. Because it's a swashbuckling adventure, boys. Thank you guys for joining the Comic Game Movie Show. Please remember to like and subscribe. And have you seen the first Pirates of the Caribbean, Curse of the Black Pearl? If you haven't, you should go back and see. You should see it. And if you have, go back and watch it again. I think you're gonna like do yourself a treat. Do yourself a treat. Anyways, thank you guys for joining the Comic Game Movie Show again. Please remember to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Goodbye.